Hello everyone, this is Sunny, and I'm coming to you with Can You Teach Me How to Smile Again? An Eyeless Jack X feature by RoseBlue26. We're going to be starting off with Chapter 47, Cage's POV. I wondered what was happening. Jack wouldn't say anything, and I couldn't exactly ask him directly. And why are there too many languages in this world? It doesn't feel the same to be all goofy and playful right now. Even the atmosphere in this living room is gloomy ever since she was taken. Why did you have to do that, Ryan? I'm a failure to you and your parents. Helen's POV. Everyone's just looking down in this living room. Even the playful demon Cage is quiet. It's unusual for anyone to see this side of him, but no one can actually blame him for doing so. Some even have bandages still on their body and limping. I guess it was too soon for anyone to heal completely. Even I'm one of them. I wondered what was happening for Slenderman to be calling for all of us here. Suddenly the one we've been waiting for to come with this firebird. He stood at the front of the living room and let out a big sigh. We have a situation. Something is happening to Wyan, and it might have something to do with Zalgo having success making her drown in darkness. Slenderman started with the breaking news, making everyone shocked. We already knew it would happen, but not this soon. Slenderman cleared his throat again to gain everyone's attention and continued. We will go to take her back now, so I hope everyone will be ready physically and mentally to go there tonight. What? That's suicide. Most of us haven't even healed properly yet, and we're going to Zalgo's realm just like that? I blurted out after hearing the so-called plan is to go tonight with everyone being in a weak state. Are you suggesting that we can just let her drown while we just sit here and wait? She is our family. No one is asking you to tag along if you're too chicken to go there. Jeff suddenly grabbed me by the collar, staring me with rage filled in his eyes. And so what? It's better if you guys go for a suicide mission in this condition? And do you think you'll succeed in getting her out if you guys die? I replied, trying to push him off. Why, you little... Jeff barked back, but soon getting pulled away from me by Masky. Calm down, both of you. Things are not going to get solved by two of you arguing. Masky said, trying to keep Jeff still from attacking me. Cage stood in front of me with a sad mask. Don't tell me he agrees with what these idiots are planning. Helen, I know and understand about your point, but to these people and to me, Wyan is important. You know the risk if we let her drown in darkness for too long. She won't be the same anymore. She'll be too powerful for us to wake her up, and she'll keep blaming herself if Zalgo made her do something bad. Both of the choices have their risks, but we need to take the most minimal damage, which will be going tonight. Cage said, squeezing my shoulder lightly. I know what he meant, but still. I looked at the face of everyone in the living room. They're all determined and already made their choice. Shit. Even though I know it's crazy, but I guess they're doing the right thing after all. I'm sorry for being rude. I looked down, gritting my teeth. I'm in no position to question your choice. No matter how much I hate your plan, I'll have to agree it's the right thing to do. I continued making Jeff stop struggling under Masky's arms. No worries, Helen. I understand, but as Jeff said, you didn't have to join us if you didn't want to. You already helped us so much during the attack, and with that I thank you. Slenderman stated calmly. Nodding, I said, I guess you're right. It's not my responsibility. Making Cage look down. I'll join you guys, I said, putting on my mask. Cage was surprised, looking towards me. What, you already dragged me too deep into this problem. Besides, I need to prove I'm not chicken. I said, looking at Cage, smirking under my mask. So, what's the plan? I said, waiting for Slenderman to continue. Slenderman nodded and continued briefing the plan, dividing people into groups and tasks. I'm sure the old me would have said I'm an idiot for agreeing with these idiots in this mansion, but then again, maybe I am an idiot, after all. Idiocy is contagious. Ben's POV. Guys, I think we have a new problem. I said as I looked outside the window to see a portal of a very familiar being nearby. End of chapter. Chapter 48. Jeff's POV. Looking at Ben, who was acting weird while looking outside, I get to his place to see what it was that he meant. What is it? I became speechless as I saw the person standing just outside the house. Lou? Masky's POV. As soon as Ben spoke up, we all looked out and saw what he was talking about. A portal just opened up outside the house, and standing there is the barely standing puppeteer with homicidal Lou helping him to even stand. What do they want, and what happened to them? I glanced at Slenderman and received a nod indicating for us to check and be alert. Me, Hoodie, and Toby were about to walk out when suddenly Jeff ran out before us. We followed him to greet our sudden guests. I don't feel good about all of this, I mumbled, and received a nod from my team who felt the same. Lou, are you... Jeff was cut with a stare, a dagger from his own brother. He stayed quiet and looked down. I pat his shoulder and asked where's YN, and what are you doing here? And Lou just looked at us unhappily and stayed quiet. What is his problem? I can't believe we had to end up here. Puppeteer suddenly spoke up, still being weak. And Slenderman stood behind us. What happened? He asked. Puppeteer just laughed like a crazy person despite being hurt. And after he calmed a little, Lou mumbled to him. Why did you bring us here, Puppeteer? He mumbled, gritting his teeth. It's not like we have any other choice now, do we? Puppeteer said calmly, making Lou quite unhappy. And as to your question, gentlemen, what you saw in front of you now and what you haven't saw happen to Zalgo's realm is her doing, he said bluntly. What do you mean by her doing? Explain. Jack suddenly spoke up. I'm sure you already know what I meant. She's already corrupted, and she's not the girl you know anymore, and she's not a pasta or a proxy like us. She's a demon now, he said, gritting his teeth. Jack's POV. No, it can't be. YN would never lose hope. She would never let him control her. I look up at Slenderman, who was also in shock. We did consider that it could happen, but when hearing it did, YN. Zalgo's POV. I open up a portal to the destination of her desire. She said it's her aunt's house. And this should be interesting, I mumbled as I followed her. And knock, knock, knock she went. She knocked on the door while smiling innocently. I can hear her shuffling from the other side of the door and a woman shouting, she's coming. Yes, who are you? The woman opened the door, looking annoyed after she saw YN. What are you doing here? I thought you were already going to go and bring all your bad luck with you, she said while putting her hand on her hip. So this is her aunt. Quite a character, if I say so myself. YN just smiled, even though her so-called aunt is clearly showing no sign of happiness seeing her here. Stop smiling, you brat. You there, you with her, right? Take her with you and get off my property before I call the cops, she yelled before slamming the door. How dare she, slamming the door and shouting in my face. And suddenly a faint giggle escaped from YN. Did she just giggle? She looked at me smiling. Isn't she the best person to play with, she said with an innocent look. So this is why she wanted to come here first. I look at her and smile. Indeed she is. Go on. She must have been dying to play with you. She smiled and turned back to the door. Hey, Aunt. She knocked and called out for her lovely aunt. Knock, knock. Let's play a game, she continued while breaking the door near the knob and opening it slowly. Let's play hide and seek, she said with a dark voice, smiling to the trembling rat's family that dare to be rude to me. I put a spell in the house so they won't run out of it, and just watch as my masterpiece play with these low rats. Oh, the feeling of fear, pain, and despair just makes me more and more powerful. I laugh as I watch the little game happening before me. YN Void's POV. What is this feeling? The smell, the iron smell. Is it blood? It's making me sick and I feel like throwing up. Cold. No one ever going to come save me? Anyone? Please. End of chapter. Chapter 49. Zalgo's POV. Watching her play with her toy is just very entertaining. The smell of blood, so refreshing. Aw, they're all broken now, she said as she stabbed the remains one last time. I still want to have fun, she whined as she looked at me sitting on the chair. Well then, maybe we should go find more new toys for you. Do you have anywhere else you want to visit before our last stop? I asked her, smiling proudly as my masterpiece stood in front of me. She smiled innocently as she nodded, happy to hear. Yay, a new toy? I know where we can go next, she said happily. Very well then, let's go, YN. I said as I'm about to open the portal when she suddenly spoke up. Amber, she said as I turned to look at her confused. She smiled and said again, It's Amber now, not YN. I smirk and nod. Oh, my apologies. Shall we go then, Amber? I asked and received a nod from now called Amber. Amber, what a suitable name. It'd be even more suitable once we get a hold onto that phoenix bird. Jeff's POV. Jack currently in the lab with Slenderman, patching up what they can do on Puppeteer. While we were all in a tense atmosphere in the living room with a mad-looking Lou. I've tried talking to him, but he quickly gave me a death glare once I opened my mouth to speak. Ben's POV. Seeing Jeff become timid like this is a rare event. I guess it's inevitable with how the relationship has been between siblings, having been corrupted by Zoggo. And suddenly Slenderman spoke up from the entrance. And what are you going to do now, Lou? With how Puppeteer's condition is now, I don't think he'll be able to walk properly, at least till tomorrow, he said, towering over homicidal Lou. There's no response. I guess he really doesn't know what to do now, since he can't go back and leave Puppeteer here. Slenderman just sighed and continued. And both of you can stay here for the night, but I want you to not harm any of the mansion members, do you understand? Which, of course, getting a few objections from us, except Jeff and Jane. Ben's POV. Time skip after dinner. Things sure got awkward, alright. It's been awkward since earlier today. I was just going through my computer on the internet until suddenly I saw news that piqued my interest. A few, actually. A household has been brutally killed. I clicked on it and started reading. Something doesn't feel right reading this. I mumbled to myself as I kept reading. Somehow, it doesn't feel like it's a human doing it. It's more like a pasta. But it couldn't be, since all of us are here, and even Zoggo's pastas got wiped out, and the remaining are here. It can't be her, right? I mumbled as I clicked on the other articles. After reading all of them, it was confirmed that everything that had happened is in the same town. I quickly print them out and walked towards Slenderman's office. He might help me to check on it. I just have a bad feeling about that, I said as I continued to walk. Helen's POV. I was talking to Cage that kept asking me to follow him to go see Slenderman as his translator when we bumped into Ben, who looked worried and restless. Sorry, are you okay? I asked politely. Cage floated near him when suddenly tense, looking at the paper he picked up. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I was kind of in a rush and didn't look, Ben said as he gathered the other papers. When suddenly Cage spoke up, showing the paper he was holding towards Ben. And of course, only receiving a weird look. I sigh as I helped to explain to Ben. He's asking where you got these, and did all of them happen at the same place? Ben nodded and suddenly shouted. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Cage, you know where Ryan used to stay before, right? Is that the same town? He asked him, which Cage nodded. Both of them looked as pale as a ghost. Wait, I mean, they both technically are, I thought. What's going on? I asked, concerned. Ben looked at me and shakily said, It might be her. She might be the one who's doing all of this. What? I said, trying to wrap around what was going on. She's already that corrupted? We better go to Slenderman now, I said, and we all walked towards his office. This is bad. She's done a lot already. Can we even help her to be herself again? Can we save her from herself? And could she ever forgive herself knowing what she did when she was corrupted? YN. Amber's POV. Another dead body dropped in front of me. Another broken toy, I said, whining a little. They all are bad people. They all need to be punished, but they're all broke too soon. And hey, I'm getting bored and sleepy already. I whined at the person behind me, Zoggo. I turned facing him with an innocent look. I guess you're already tired, huh? Shall we go back first so you can rest and replenish your energy? Zoggo said calmly, to which I just nodded. He opened a portal back to his realm. Very well then, shall we go, Princess Amber? He cooed. I just smiled and walked towards the portal. Princess Amber. It really does have a nice ring to it, I said as I passed him, receiving a sinister smile from him. YN's POV. The smell, it's getting worse. The smell of blood. I want to get out of here. Save me, somebody, anybody, please save me. Mom, Dad, I'm scared. I mumbled, whimpering, hoping for help to come. But nobody heard me, and nobody was coming. End of chapter. That is it for today. The chapter after that one is going to be chapter 50, YN's POV. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I read 3 chapters since I've been gone for like 4 months. I apologize for that. My best friend was able to get moved out though, so I am so happy for them. I'm hoping everything gets a little better for them though. It's been quite a situation. But now that everything's coming back to normal, I should be trying to upload hopefully weekly. I'm going to be trying to do it every other day, but if not, for sure weekly. You guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and thank you so much for being patient and holding out for me. And you guys are amazing. I've been reading the comments and like glancing the server whenever I could, and you guys honestly are really just amazing. Y'all crack me up. But you guys have a good day, and I will be starting on the next video. Until next time, have a lovely day and a wonderful year.